Yes. My question is for Tish James. Will you apologize to President Trump for wasting millions of dollars and the state of New York for a witch trial? And how does it feel to know that you will be in prison for mortgage fraud? How's it feel? How's it feel, Tish? How's it feel, Tish? Yes, sir. Yeah. Trump 28, baby!
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. We got to talk about Letitia James, New York Attorney General. I call her Big Tish. Well, looks like she could be hit up with RICO charges. What? I'm going to show you exactly why. You are not going to want to miss this. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you select all notifications so you never miss a video. And like I said, please watch the video to the end. Let's get into it. Now, this is Sam E. Antar. And of course, I've done videos with him. He's a former Crazy Eddie CFO turned forensic accountant, from Wall Street criminal to fraud investigator. So he was a criminal himself. It says it's right here. So anyway, Sam E. Antar says gift wrapped for DOJ. That's right, a prosecutor's guide to charging Letitia James with RICO. Wow. There are 12 frauds, allegedly 40 years, $10+ million enterprise, the defense operations that accidentally strengthened the federal case. New York Attorney General Letitia James just handed prosecutors the final piece of their RICO puzzle. All right, this is the prosecutor's guide, and I'm just going to read through this point by point. The prosecutorial gift. James used her government office to fight personal federal charges. She did this to fight her own problems, okay? $10 million taxpayer defense fund for unrelated personal crimes was a Trojan horse. All right, there is information out here involving that, an AG office staff providing documents to media outlets, New York Times, Associated Press, to rebut charges. Government resources deployed before Abby Lowell's formal DOJ response. Why does this complete the RICO case, though? It says it proves ongoing enterprise operations during investigation over a period of time. This ongoing enterprise operations. Each government resource equals new predicate act, extends the statute of limitations under continuing conspiracy doctrine. That's huge because they're extending the statute of limitations, shows enterprise sophistication, government office as criminal headquarters. This woman allegedly has been using her government office for a criminal headquarter. Now, let me just say that this is all allegedly. This is in the evidence package right here. 40 years systematic mortgage fraud pattern, written confession, August the 2nd, email proving intent, because there was an email. Okay, government employees witnessed her sworn perjury. And I did a video on that where the government employees knew and they witnessed her sign to a document lying. Okay, active criminal enterprise operations under federal investigation, stronger than precedents. Silver, $1.75 million seized. James, $10+ million ongoing. And the smoking gun that they say is that on August 2nd, 2023, this property will not be my primary residence. So she signed that document. August 17th, 15 days later, it signs a sworn false declaration claiming principal residence. Now she is saying 2 weeks prior that this will not be my principal residence. That's that property in Norfolk, Virginia. Then 15 days later saying, oh, this will be my principal residence. That is wild to me that you would do this in such a close proximity. RICO's power, most enterprises cease when investigated. Yeah, most people, like when they're being investigated, they stop doing their criminal activity. This nut right here, James is escalated, weaponizing taxpayer resources and official position to fight personal mortgage fraud charges. Government office as criminal enterprise headquarters, that's RICO. So she's allegedly been committing RICO. All right. And this is Letitia James, the case for RICO. What do you all think should happen to this heifer? Letitia James, what are you going to do when they come for you, Big Tish? Now I'm going to read some information off of white collar fraud. All right, so unlike typical mortgage fraud, which often involves a single transaction and an individual borrower, like a one-time thing, and it involves with just one person, James's alleged conduct reflects a sustained, coordinated pattern of deception across multiple institutions and jurisdictions. It exemplifies the very type of systematic abuse that federal racketeering laws were designed to prosecute. This report examines how her 4-decade pattern of misrepresentations satisfies each element of a continual criminal enterprise and why the case presents a textbook example of prosecutable real estate fraud under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. What is RICO? It is Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. This was enacted in 1970. It was a Congress's response to organized crime that traditional criminal statutes couldn't address. While originally designed for the mob, this was designed for the mob originally, federal courts have applied RICO to financial fraud schemes, political corruption, and real estate fraud enterprises spanning multiple properties and years. RICO requires prosecutors to prove these 3 elements. An enterprise affecting interstate commerce, it can be formal or informal. A pattern of racketeering activity, at least 2 related crimes within 10 years. 3, connection between the defendant and enterprise through criminal activity. Now, the interstate commerce requires is easily satisfied here through James's use of federally insured financial institutions and government-sponsored enterprise mortgages, which inherently involve interstate banking networks and federal oversight. Okay, and then it gives individual mortgage fraud versus RICO enterprise. So typical mortgage fraud is single transaction or a short period. Hers is 40 years of systematic activity. Typical mortgage fraud, and look at this chart here, 1 property, 1 lender. Hers is multiple properties, multiple states, federal programs. Typical mortgage fraud, individual borrower. James's alleged enterprise, government office as operational hub with staff. Typical mortgage fraud, hope not to get caught. James used official position to minimize consequences. Typical mortgage fraud, hire a private attorney. James's alleged enterprise, secure $10 million taxpayer defense fund. Ladies and gentlemen, that is RICO. Alleged RICO charges coming her way. She just offered up the Department of Justice a beautiful gift. Big Tish, you're going down. And Sam E. Antar is on your tail. Pam Bondi, Blondie Bondi is going to be there as well. Now, I know you guys have had some issues with Pam Bondi. Like, she's always talking, but we want to see the perp walk. We want to see handcuffs. Okay, enough with the talking. Let me know when they are in handcuffs. Okay, and I don't want them to just get right back out onto the street. I want them to sit. Okay, I want them to sit there because Letitia James did the most, in my mind, allegedly the most horrendous thing. Not the most, but one of the most, as taxpayers, to help her pay her defense fund. $10 million. Now, I hope President Trump is in that courtroom while she is going through what she's going through, because while he was going through those fake charges, she was sitting in the courtroom eyeing him. Now, he needs to be sitting in the courtroom eyeing her. How does it feel, Big Tish? Oh, yeah, you just ripped what you sowed. Then you just reaped what you sowed. It's going to come and bite you when you're big. Okay. I'm going to be nice. But you all tell me what you think about all of this with Letitia James, Big Tish. You can find me on Twitter as well, Linda B Podcast. Linda B Podcast on Twitter. Also Instagram and TikTok as ChatWithMeLindaB. And you can see me on Locals as well. Great content on Locals and Rumble as well. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to smash like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit all notifications. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.